Hi listeners, Mark here with a very special episode of SLP Shorts as we build the excitement to the 2019 season. It's not often that we have someone on the show who has rugby league as maybe their second favourite sport, but when that person has won championship medals on the world stage in their main sport, we'll let it slide. I had the great pleasure of having a chat with former Great Britain athlete Jenny Meadows about her recent appearance on Celebrity Mastermind and her rugby league fandom. I'm sure you'll enjoy what Jenny had to say. So welcome to Super League Pod, Jenny Meadows.
Hello, thanks for having me.
No, it's an absolute pleasure of ours to have you on. Obviously, you're a big Rugby League fan, so we're delighted to sort of get your views on all things Rugby League, I suppose. The reason why we got you on is because you're a world and European medal winning athlete, but when you were recently on Celebrity Mastermind, you chose the Rugby League Challenge Cup as your specialist subject, so that caught our interest definitely on Super League Pod. So why was that?
Well, I live in Wigan, so growing up in Wigan, obviously a town that's synonymous for its love of rugby league and obviously a rich history in the game. I'm just a massive fan. It really is in the water, it's in the culture. I can remember being a youngster, my dad going off to Wembley in the late 80s and 90s when Wigan were obviously enjoying that, amazing run of victories in the Challenge Cup. I'd be at home watching it on TV, hoping that he'd kind of return home happy because his team were victorious, and I think there's just a lot of local pride in the game, and it's just such a spectacle to watch as well.
So obviously you've been following the game for a while, and I'm guessing you're a Wigan fan from what you're saying. So I'm a Wigan fan too. So if anyone's going to turn off now, awesome. we'll have a Wigan loving for a second. What are some of your favourite memories then from supporting rugby league over the last, from the late 80s onwards, really?
Yeah, obviously I am a Wigan fan, but I just really respect the whole physicality of the game. I've spent, several weeks training with Wigan Warriors once in 2012 when I was injured. My husband and coach, Trevor, he was away in South Africa playing his training squad. So, I have watched the game as a fan, but I actually think seeing what it takes, away from the competition, off the field. Mark Bitcom, head of the performance for Wigan Warriors, he kind of adopted me during that time and allowed me to train with some injured guys. And, it was a wake-up call for me. These are elite athletes. They work hard day in and day out. And, it was great for me to train with them to keep my focus and my motivation, during that time. And just to really see, the hard work that goes into it. Like I say, you normally see what happens on the pitch, but I just really enjoyed the banter of, they definitely didn't go easy on me. I think the first session that I turned up to, I think I arrived about 4 minutes before the start time, and, I was thinking I was on time, but apparently the session was starting in 4 minutes, and, the rule was kind of the unwritten rule, if you're late, you lose an eyebrow. So, I really just wasn't, if I was 4 minutes late, I was going to have that eyebrow shaved off. I think, I really wasn't exempt from it. So, I just really appreciate, like I say, the physicality of the game, but, and what it really takes to obviously achieve on the pitch. But I guess as a youngster, I was very influenced by my dad. He was a big fan of Shaun Edwards. He would tell me, that Wigan signed Shaun Edwards a few minutes after midnight on his 16th birthday, and what a great leader and a reader of the game he was. And I used to see Shaun as a youngster, at a local athletics track where I spent a lot of my time. And he'd come down on his own to work on his speed and, do additional work away from the rest of the squad. And I think it really is, just looking at him and, how disciplined it was, it really just made me actually realise, I was in a different sport to him, but how much it actually took to reach the top. So he was one of those kind of competitors that, he was a competitor. And, obviously as a Wigan fan, I'm really looking forward to, his promised return as the Wigan Warriors head coach, hopefully, after his commitments with Wales in the Rugby Union World Cup. So I think I just really appreciate his work ethic. But then I guess the standout player for me you know, just by his charisma and his absolute supreme talent, was probably Martin a fire. You know, what a special player he was. And, you know, even as a Wigan fan, I remember when he played for Widnes and he was really breaking through in the game, and, you know, I couldn't help be, you know, marvelled by his talent and, you know, some of those long-range tries that he scored. I mean, obviously when he came to Wigan and he wore the cherry and white vest, it was even better, but, you know, just when he used to do some of those groundbreaking long tries, they were really amazing to watch.
Yeah, like some great memories from the sort of 80s and 90s there, and I guess when you were a young kid down at the athletics track, seeing absolute star names like Shaun Edwards come along, it probably inspired you as well in your own career.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, elite sport isn't just about, you know, having, you know, the talent and the skills and the ability. It's definitely the mindset. And, you know, my dad used to tell me, you know, Shaun Edwards is a great reader of the game, he's a leader, and it needs, you know, different characteristics other than someone like Martin Offiah who, you know, can just go and do a moment of magic. You know, I think it really was Shaun's work ethic that got drilled into me, and that's very much what I tried to do as an athlete. I always never knew, you know, never thought to myself, you know, I can rest on my laurels, I can rely on my natural talent. It's definitely that mindset. So, yeah, definitely seeing him at the track, you know, on his own, you know, late in the evening, he's not surrounded by his team, yet he works in you know, in a team sport. It was just a really good message to kind of pick up on that and hone in. And
that would have helped you for all that success you went on to have with the Great Britain relay teams throughout your career,
absolutely.
I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Moving forward to sort of the more modern day game, one of the real big developments, and we're recording this when we found out that the Women's Challenge Cup final is going to be played alongside the Men's Challenge Cup semi-finals, which is going to be super exciting, a big crowd, you know, to watch that game this year. The women's game's moved on quite a bit in the last 18 months or so. Do you think if we had a Women's Super League when you were an up-and-coming athlete, is it something you might have wanted to do?
Oh my goodness, me with a rugby ball. Yeah, I've really followed the women's game. In fact, you know, Chris Radlinski and Amanda Wilkinson, the women's head coach of the Warriors, they invited me to the launch of the women's squad about 18 months ago, as you say. And, you know, it has been really interesting to follow the development of the game since. On a personal level, I definitely have the speed, definitely the aptitude, probably the aggression. You know, a lot of people probably wouldn't think about me, but maybe I would have actually had too much aggression. That would have maybe let me down a little bit. You know, I don't know, I think I might have received a few cards after somebody tackling me. I'm quite feisty, so that was quite interesting. And, you know, I did work obviously in an individual sport, love being part of the relay squad, as you said, but yeah, never really tested myself in a team sport. So, you know, I think I would have been a little bit like Shaun Edwards. I think I would have obviously done my own, you know, my training with the squad, etc. But I think I would have been one of those people always looking to, you know, improve my own game and do those extras. And I don't know how well I would have coped if other people were kind of shirking the responsibility. I don't know, but I guess we'll never know. But yeah, I would definitely have given it a go. I remember, you know, when I was younger, I used to go to the park with my dad, and we'd take a rugby ball, and, you know, he'd pass it to me. My kicking game wasn't great, but I was quite good at, you know, kind of the on-field kind of possession, and, you know, I'd just play around with the ball, and I guess he kind of loved it that, you know, I could pass pretty good.
Well, we've seen, like, Gemma Walsh seems to be the type who can get a bit frustrated with her teammates if things aren't going her way. But certainly she's driven that team onto success in 2018 in the first season. So maybe you could have done that to the Wigan side if we'd have had one 15 years earlier.
Yeah, I'd have definitely been a leader, that's for sure.
So I'm not going to ask you if you're going to try and come out of retirement to hit on the side. But one thing I was going to ask you about before we close it out, really, is on Mastermind, when you were on Mastermind, and you did quite well, especially on the questions that were about Wigan. I think if you weren't sure, you guessed Wigan for every other answer.
Good tactic.
But your chosen charity was the Wigan Youth Zone, and I just sort of wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about Wigan Youth Zone a bit. I think we've got a mutual friend who does a bit of work down at Wigan Youth Zone, the Wigan runner Matthew Melling. But
oh yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah, he's such an inspirational guy, isn't he? He's incredible. But I just wanted to sort of ask you about what made you choose the Wigan Youth Zone as your nominated charity, and what sort of work they do.
Yeah, thanks for giving me the opportunity. Yeah, well, it was really, you know, amazing that I got the opportunity to, really talk about, portray what I'm passionate about. So obviously the sport of rugby league came as my specialist subject. And then having the, Wigan Youth Zone, a great local charity to benefit, was a perfect combination for me, really. So, yeah, the Wigan Youth Zone opened in 2013. Really thank you to a considerable amount of money and financial backing by two Wigan businessmen. So Dave Whelan, now former chairman of Wigan Athletic Football Club, and Martin Ainscoe, the CEO of Ainscoe Group. So both men are really passionate about supporting the local communities and obviously, young people, and just giving them the opportunity to reach their potential, which, that's all I've been about my whole life, just trying to, reach your potential. So the Wigan Youth Zone is kind of a community centre. It gives young people somewhere to go, something to do and someone to talk to. It's open to all young people across Wigan, aged from 8 to 21. And it really just strives to give someone everything, regardless of the interest or the ability. The facility is open 7 days a week, but obviously that takes a tremendous amount of financial backing to make that happen. So for me, really, it was a no-brainer. I had the opportunity to, give my fee on the show to a local charity. So, yeah, I really do just share that vision of giving young people a real good chance in life. I'm really passionate about that. So, yeah, it was kind of a match made in heaven for me.
Excellent. I saw some pictures of you down there recently with the second ranked team in the world, the Wigan dodgeball team.
Little Wigan are doing pretty well. That was really nice to go and see them. That session, the dodgeball session you're referring to. They went to New York City, and that's such a great opportunity for those youngsters to go and represent Wigan and represent Great Britain on a world level. And you can see so many success stories. It's not just about playing sport. It's about getting young people the opportunity to socialise, to improve lots of skills that will help them in later life, and just having the confidence to speak in front of adults, job interviews, that sort of stuff. So yeah, a lot of those youngsters involved in the team are really working on developing the personal characteristics. So it's much more than sport that's going on there. And the whole youth zone over the 5 years, they've had some tremendous success stories. So that's just another story to add to that.
That's amazing. So it's great that you're giving back to the community that obviously gave you so much as well to help you reach your sort of world standing as well that you reached too. So that's amazing. I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit to close out, Jenny, and just ask you, do you have any predictions for the upcoming Super League season then? How do you think Wigan Warriors will do?
Yeah, Wigan are going to take every title. They're just going to do it. They're going to be amazing. Adrian Lamb, he's just come in there, and I think the boys have said this winter's been a little bit different. I think, obviously Sean Wayne is such a legend in Wigan and the club, and I was really sorry to see him go. But, I think everything runs its course, and I think hopefully with Adrian in there, and hopefully, that potential of Sean Edwards coming back to his hometown. I think it's a really exciting time. So I'm being completely biased saying that Wigan Warriors are going to take everything. It might be a dream, a pipe dream more than anything. But no, I think they're going to have a really good show. But, it's so exciting.
Yeah, I think you are.
It is.
Yeah, you're summing up the excitement there. I think every team is expecting great things. Pretty much every fan base is expecting great things out of the teams this year. So many teams have brought in new star players or new coaches, and we're on the sort of build up to the season now. And your excitement, is definitely the excitement that I feel about the new season. So let's, from our personal perspective, hope that Wigan go and smash it. But from a wider perspective, let's hope that Rugby League has a fantastic year as well. And thank you for coming on again, Jenny. It's been an absolute pleasure.
It's a pleasure. Lovely to speak to you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so thanks for listening to this episode of SLP Shorts. Look out for more shows very soon as the new season gets underway. We'll have our predictions and preview shows coming up within a couple of days of this show coming out. You'll have plenty of SLP to get your ears around. Then we'll be back to our more regular slot of recording on a Monday night for you to listen late on a Monday or early on a Tuesday UK time. You can find us at Super League Pod on Twitter and Instagram if you're not following us already. Do check that out. Facebook.com/Super League Pod as well if you're a Facebooker and you want to like the page and get all our updates. SuperLeaguePod@gmail.com if you want to get in touch about anything by email.
You can also get more SLP content on our blog. You can find that at superleaguepod.com. Look out soon for details of how you